Hi, Cabrielle Rickard here. I'm a trainer in NLP, hypnosis and timeline therapy, and I'm a holistic life coach. I am the founder of Winrick Success Coaching, and I'm also the mastermind behind the Quit Smoking program. Today, I wanted to talk to you about what happens to our body physically when we actually start to give up smoking. And it's really amazing that it can start as quickly as like just 20 minutes. 20 minutes after you give up or you stop smoking, that's when it all starts to happen. And at that 20-minute mark is when the heart rate starts to drop and your blood pressure also starts to drop. So those of you that have got really high blood pressure that are smokers, it's really important to understand that smoking does have an effect on that, absolutely. So then at the 12 hour mark, then you're looking at the carbon monoxide within the body is actually starting to drop, and it's starting to head back to its normal levels of what our body should be and where it should be producing. And it's amazing that just as little as 1 to 2 weeks and you've actually got better lung function, like that breathing becomes a lot easier and it works just so much better. In the 1 to about 9 week mark, all of those normal things like, the real raspy cough that you get as a smoker, that morning cough when you wake up. And I know it all too well because I was a smoker and obviously a lot of people in my family, and you get that cough and the really short, sharp breaths that you have to take. Well, 9 weeks, and that's like, it's not there as prominent as what it is. So for some people it can take a little bit longer to get rid of, but it really is, it really lessens and you start to feel a lot better and you're able to do a little bit more because you've been able to get rid of those smokes. The tiny within our lungs, the tiny hairs that work to clean everything, they actually start working better at that stage, which the risk of the infections and those sorts of things just lessen because our body is actually, we're allowing it to work as it should do and we're not putting the toxins in. And I know you all know these sorts of things, but these are just actual physical responses and things that happen to our body that actually happen physically at that physical level to be able to stop smoking and make it much better. At the 1 year mark, which is 1 year for me, is fairly relevant because I know that when I help people to give up smoking, that if I can get them to the 1 year mark, not only does it actually halves the risk of the coronary heart disease, but it's also a time when we know that the brain has had the time that it needs to be able to process the information and actually communicate effectively with itself in knowing that you're actually a non-smoker and going to stay a non-smoker for the rest of your life. So these are just a few of the physical responses, and that by the time the 6 months, 3 to 6 months, I found it really good for the tasting and the smell. Like you could actually smell things that you couldn't smell before, and you could taste the food a lot more, or the drink, or whatever it was that you were having, you could actually taste it a lot more. And you can start to actually be grateful for all of those things because you're able to enjoy them a little bit more. You can get around with the kids or the grandkids and you don't have that shortness of breath that you get, or the coughing and those sorts of things. So I do know that quitting smoking is one of the most amazing things that I ever did. And if you're someone that is looking to get a little bit of a hand and you haven't done so already, I will share with you a free link to be able to get the recording. Now, if you're someone that has done the recording and it hasn't worked for you, there are other blogs out there to explain why the hypnosis doesn't work. But if you really just want to have a chat with me and see if we can work out what has happening for you, I would absolutely love to be able to do that.